Today, we're going to discuss a horrifying and tragic case that once shocked Indonesia back in 2013, a case involving a cruel man with a history of abusing women. But before we dive into the case, let's get our drinks and snacks ready and find the most comfortable position to listen to this story. If you're all set, let's begin. Benget Situmorang, born in North Sumatra, was the eldest of 4 siblings. His life had been far from easy since childhood. His relationship with his father, Gorongi Situmorang, was deeply strained. Benget was known to be lazy and quick-tempered. Because of this, Benget Situmorang often had disagreements and intense arguments with his father. He was not a respectful child. He frequently talked back and defied his father's words. This behavior left his father confused and stressed in dealing with him. Among his 3 siblings, Benget was the most rebellious and troublesome. Due to the ongoing discord, his father eventually decided to send him to Jakarta to live under the care of his grandmother around 1996. So in 1996, Benget migrated to Jakarta and lived at his grandmother's house, located in East Jakarta in the Otista area. After a few months of staying at his grandmother's home, Benget tried applying for office jobs around Jakarta. However, no company was willing to hire him due to his limited education. He had only completed secondary school. Because he couldn't get an office job, Benget began to lose hope and spent his days lazing around at his grandmother's house. Eventually, his grandmother grew frustrated and fed up with his unproductive routine. As a result, she suggested that Benget look for work as a Kopaja or Metro Mini bus driver, since he had driving skills. From that point on and into adulthood, Benget worked as a Kopaja bus driver. However, he had some negative habits and interests. He frequently drank alcohol and hired sex workers. As a result, his earnings from driving the bus were always completely spent. Benget's destructive habits continued until he met a woman named Roni. They eventually got married in the year 2000 and were blessed with 2 children. However, after a few years of marriage, Benget began having an affair with a woman named Darna. He also started committing acts of domestic violence against Roini. At one point, he even struck Roini in the eye so severely that she was nearly blinded. Unable to endure Benget's abusive behavior any longer, Roini eventually divorced him. Wasting no time, Benget entered an unregistered marriage, nikah siri, with Darna. Together, Benget and Darna opened a small Soto stall at the Kopaja bus terminal. They lived and worked in that humble stall. But Benget's bad habits persisted. He was still manipulative and unfaithful. Soon, he became involved with another woman, Tini, a jamu seller at the terminal. Benget openly showed affection towards Tini, even in front of Darna. Hurt and angry, Darna confronted them. Harboring resentment, Benget and Tini plotted to get rid of Darna permanently. One night, as Darna was about to sleep, Benget struck the back of her head with an iron rod. She collapsed and died instantly. In a panic, Benget and Tini decided to dismember her body. After placing the parts into plastic bags, they rented a vehicle and drove along the toll road, dumping each bag along the way. The next morning, Benget made a horrifying decision. He cooked parts of Darna's organs into Soto and served them to unsuspecting customers at their stall. Customers at Benget's Soto stall ate the food without the slightest suspicion. A few days later, local residents discovered several black plastic bags dumped by the side of the toll road. The foul smell coming from the bags raised alarm. When they opened them, they were horrified to find dismembered human body parts inside. Panicked, they immediately contacted the police. Officers arrived at the scene and questioned residents about anything unusual in recent days. One local reported seeing a suspicious vehicle near the area, the same vehicle Benget had rented. Police checked toll road CCTV footage, identified the license plate, and tracked the rental to Benget. Upon locating him at his Soto stall, police arrested Benget and brought him in for interrogation. After hours of questioning, he finally confessed to killing Darna, aided by Teeny. In the end, Benget was sentenced to death, while Teeny received a 14-year prison sentence. I hope we can all learn something valuable, so that incidents like this never happen in our own lives. That's the end of today's story. If you enjoy content like this, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. I'm Pincheno Investigates, signing off. See you in the next videos. Bye-bye.